One rise, one set. And man or woman, young or old, it makes no difference. This is the real world, the home of the Wilderness Journal. And out here, hard work and a little luck, well, that might just earn you one good chance. But remember, it's not likely you'll get more than one. Our world doesn't have a backspace, a do-over, a repeat button. Here on the Journal, there's really no such thing as a timeout. Hi friends, welcome to a truly special episode of the Wilderness Journal, one I'm proud to say was inspired by you, the viewers of this program. You see, many of you have written and emailed, even called, stopped me in the street and said, hey, how come you never do an honest-to-goodness fly fishing program? Well, if you're a frequent flyer, then you already know I'm not truly a dyed-in-the-tweed kind of fly guy. I have tried it, it is fun, but usually when I go fly fishing, it just means less fish, and the ones I do catch tend to be, quite a bit smaller than average. Well, inject my buddy Eric Lund from Esnagami Lodge. See, he's been leaning on me to do some more of the fly fishing thing as well, and he told me, look, get a 9 or 10 weight for the big pike and a 5 or 6 for the trout. Do some practicing so you're a little more comfortable. Talk to some people who know how to do this, and come on up and we'll do a split package. You know, great big pike and then go down the river for monster brook trout. Well, if you know me, well, then you know he had me at big pike. Yeah, hey, I'm your host, Kyle Randall. This is the Wilderness Journal, and we're headed north to fish with the Lord of the Flies right now. That first morning, it was great to go up to the lodge, have a made-to-order hot breakfast. But friends, what I really wanted was, to get out fishing. Eric motored us across the lake and into one of the literally hundreds of bays on Esnagami. We were gonna sight fish big pike, and if you've never done this, friends, trust me, it is amazing. You can see these fish in 2, 3, 4 feet of water. The fish are just back from spawning, and they're in there resting up and just beginning to feed. So yeah, we pulled out a couple of 10-weight rods, and Eric suggested let's throw some big streamers at them and see how that works first. And
there's one out there. He's falling. So there he is. Pike, I think.
You think?
He just ran about 45 yards of fly line out there. I've got this fluorocarbon leader on here. Usually I use steel leaders. We'll see how well this works out.
I'm sure it'll work just fine.
Quite ready. Okay, come on in, girl. There it is. Start right there.
Nice fish,
Whoa.
bud.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Pliers and stuff right on the next boat deep in front of you.
And believe it or not, just after letting that monster fish go, Eric threw one more cast, and yeah, I'd say those streamers were working. Wouldn't you?
That's the only thing about flies. They don't quite cast as many times as the spoons do and spinners, but they are definitely effective in hooking fish. There we go. Nice willing specimen right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, going back. some other fishermen up there.
Yeah, he's wondering why you're throwing them back.
We've seen an eagle flying around in this shallow bay, and there's a nest actually right there. And
Those guys are thinking you're a little crazy.
yeah, exactly.
That's all right.
Well, as the morning wore on, it did get a little windy, but as to those flies not surviving these toothy critters all that well, my opinion is, yeah, so.
I think you can just grab the fly with that and flick him in there if I can get him to you.
Now, wasn't that fun?
Yes, sir.
Good answer.
Well, friends, it really was fun. And despite the building wind conditions, we went on to throw a whole lot more streamers and have a whole lot more fun that day.
Right there.
That's another, what is that fish, 30, 32?
Yeah. Hey, how about that?
Friends, it turns out that catching big pike on a fly rod is not only doable, it's a lot of fun. They put up such a great fight on that kind of gear. I tell you, I really enjoyed it. And believe it or not, that was just the first half of this adventure. Tomorrow morning, we were gonna get up and head down to the river and fish a little place I like to call, brook trout heaven. As we eased down the river that morning, it was certainly clear and quiet, perfect conditions. But friends, we really had no way of knowing what this day held in store. However, I will say, that first stop, the first hole we fished, that was probably a clue.
Oh, that hit. There he is. Oh, yeah. This one feels good.
Does it?
Yeah, this is a nice fish here.
Oh yeah, I can see color.
Beautiful colors on it. They just head for that fast water. Really a nice looking fish right there. Wow. Beautiful colors. That one's got the darker hue to it. There we go.
Now you know why I come to your school.
Yeah, that's why I like teaching. You can call it that. These particular specimens make teaching very easy.
Yeah.
Just put your fly out there. Well, they're really hitting on the retrieve when we're stripping it back. Not so much on the dead float going down, although there's been some good ones swinging up at it. But the current's fast here, and it seems on the retrieve, they're just being able to hit it better. But there's 2 or 3 following it each time.
Friends, we really were turning fish on nearly every cast. I was throwing a little bit different beaded eye clouser than Eric, but it really didn't seem to be making a lot of difference.
There's, what do you, another snag?
Oh, buddy. This, well, yeah, this is a snag. Whoa. Yeah, not over there.
Whoa, that's a big trout. Wow.
Oh, come here, we just want to take your picture. Look at that. I think. There's a handful of trout right there. Look at that. That is a beauty. We're going to put him back. Oh, right here. I'm telling you, if I can do this, anybody can do this.
Friends, we weren't doing anything real special. We hadn't even moved 20 yards and we already had half a dozen fish. I did change to a white rabbit hair zonker to see how that would work. And
There's a fish.
You got one.
Yes, sir. It's probably a walleye, you think? Whoa. fish.
Yeah.
He sort of knows how to deal with that current, I'll tell you that.
Oh, they sure do. They're powerful to start with, but they get those big square tails going in the current.
Okay, we'll slide him up here.
I tell you what, if you're into this package, you know, go out and fish for great big pike on the lake and then come down this river and catch huge brook trout, I'm sure there's more fun to be had fly fishing somewhere else. However, I don't know where that somewhere else is. Look at that.
That is a handful. Wow.
Buddy, that's 16, 18 inches of trout right
Anyway, nice, heavy too.
I'm gonna put him back so he's here when y'all get here, but I tell you what, you wanna fly, oh, he's over there. I'm serious, if you want a fly fishing adventure of a lifetime, you come up here and try this package. Big pike and giant brook trout. I don't know any place else on the planet you can do this. It's amazing. We haven't been fishing for 20 minutes. That's like our 7th fish already.
Now that was the nicest one though.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a really good fish. But you know what? You can catch those here.
yeah.
They're brook trout, not brook trout, folks.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Well done. Well done.
I'm gonna sit down now. It's your turn. I gotta rest. It was about then we decided to get moving. We weren't running out of fish. Fact was, they were still biting. What we did want to do was see a little more river, and we were burning up a lot of daylight. Before we left, though, Eric decided to try one more cast at the tail end of that pool, just in case. Yeah.
I have to leave the motor running on this one because.
Well, I'd tell you I'd jump out and hold the boat, but it ain't happening.
We've been having some really good success. And we haven't normally done that, but just fishing the slack water just as it starts to pick up speed through there. See that right where it goes down, that seams created right in the middle, they're just sitting in there. It's pretty nice.
Look at that.
Bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh.
Nice job, partner. Nicely done.
All right, someone told me to put on one of these white bead-headed zonkers.
Why?
Well, the case is proven right there.
Might be. Well, we were trying different patterns from time to time, and we were slowly working our way down the river. In fact, we eased our way far enough along where I could get out and wade, you know, stand out in the current and try a little fishing. And friends, friends, that's another great thing about this river. It's big enough that you've got room to cast, but you can still wade most of it. It's not so fast that it blows you over as soon as you get out of the boat. It's truly fisherman friendly.
Oh boy, that is a big fish. Whoa! Okay. Whoa!
That is a huge trout. That's gotta be 5 pounds.
Look at that. Wow.
That's gorgeous, man. So what do you think? Trophy fly fishing on the Esnagami?
I think it's going to be a good deal.
It's got a future.
Yeah, it has a future.
Friends, we were catching so many great trout. It was getting tough to leave one place to go find another. You know, never leave fish to find fish. Still, we did, and around every bend, believe it or don't, it just kept getting better. After taking a short lunch break, we crawled back in the canoe, fired up the motor, and started working our way downriver again.
Ran that a bit like a rookie.
Hey, we're still on the dry side of the boat.
Yeah.
I'd say you did good. We bounced our way through a couple of rapids, had a little bit of fun, and then, yeah, we got right back to work. We actually saw that trout laying in a hole. Came back for him.
That is gorgeous.
Look at that.
Wow.
Man.
There are so many fat trout in this river.
Well, yeah, but that right there, that's two fat trout. I think he ate one.
These things are so powerful.
Well, there he goes.
Do you have any idea how many we've got today?
I would say, but the people at home would go, well, I can't say what they'd go because it's a family
We've got
show.
a few. We've had quite a few.
We have caught in excess of 40 fish.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful day.
You know, folks, it's going to take a big hammer to beat the smile off that face, but it'll be worth the effort.
That's great.
Friends, this was such an amazing day. Even some threatening weather couldn't slow down the fishing. I say, in a day full of gorgeous fish, this is a really big, gorgeous fish.
Yeah, my arm is actually getting tired fishing brook trout.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I know.
You want me to go ahead and catch that one?
I got her.
You got it? You okay? You don't need no help?
No. Bulldogging out here. Look at that. Yeah, okay, now we got it. Wow. That there's one of the nicer fish of the day.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Look at the belly on that. He is one beautiful fish. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well, with that, we'd reached just about the end of the run, but not the end of the fish. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that was
You the
pretty-
man. You did that nice, buddy.
Wow, that was fun. That was pretty cool.
You think it's a brook trout?
Yeah. Real easy.
Laying up underneath that tree and come diving out and nailed that thing.
There's fish sitting in front of that tree, and there's a really big fish sitting right back here. There he is.
Oh man, what a monster.
I don't know what to say.
Wow. Yeah, nice fish, big man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, friends, with that, it really was half past time to get going, you know, but when they're biting that good and you're in a place like this.
You got him. Nice. Nice. That is a wow.
Big.
Big is good.
Big is good.
Colorful.
Just a really, really pretty fish. And a real agreeable fish. Monster brook trout in the Esnagami. Put him back right there, right where he came from. Say thank you for making me look good, and thank you for, well, just for the whole thing.
Well done. That was a big fish to hang on in this current here. Really nice.
Just a honey hole.
Persistent pays off.
Always, you know, these fish give you chance after chance. You want to learn how to fly fish. This is the place for you.
Well, we really needed to go now, but a guy's got to have one last cast, doesn't he?
Cold, fast water, they fight like they think they're salmon or something. I don't know what the deal is. Come here, man. Look at you. I just want to look at you. Yeah. Oh, look at that mitt full. Is that ridiculous?
Wow.
A day of this, a whole day, and never stops. Over and over. It's just incredible. Ah, I tell you. Pop this one out. Put him right back. I gotta thank you, not only for the trip, but for talking me into doing the fly fishing thing for these trout, and for the big pike both. And everybody knows how much I like and I love trout fishing, but this has been a dedicated fly rod trip, and it's absolutely, it's exceeded every of the expectation you could possibly have. I mean, I know lots of guys at the Orvis shop and at the fly shops, and you know, to catch a fish like that would make their day, their week, their whole summer. To catch 20 or 30 or 40 of them,
it's hard to fathom it all.
You can't quantify how great. How do you explain how great is, and then it becomes greater? I mean, I know that sounds silly, but I'm telling you,
it's been fun. It's been fun.
It's been more than fun. It's been educational and exciting, and most of all, it's just been a really good time. And you know, I really appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, if you want to do this fly thing, if big pike on a fly rod are your thing, you get a hold of Eric and Sue up at Esnagami Lodge, and they're going to show you what I just showed you. Me, I'm going to go get some supper right after one more cast.
So friends, fly fishing for really big pike and monster brook trout all in the same trip? How you ever gonna forget that?
Wacky said, look at that laundry hanging out of his mouth.
Willing specimen right there.
Hey.
There you have it. If you're a fly guy or a fly gal, if you just like to try your hand at fly fishing, this is definitely an adventure for you. And I assure you, if you head up there, Eric and company are going to put you on the same great fishing in the same exact places that they took me. And look at it that way. You know, if Kyle can do it, yeah, anybody can do it. Friends, I truly hope we see some of you out there. I hope you're hooking up your own 40-inch pike or a 5-pound trout, neither one. Well, you know we're going to stop and share some stories and a shore lunch. And if we don't see you up there, friends, by all means, I hope we catch you right back here for another adventure on next week's Wilderness Journal. Eric, my friend, 1,000 thank yous wouldn't be nearly enough. If you'd like more information about anything you've